Hi, welcome to Reform Tech channel. In this video, I'll talk about the AWS Inspector, which is also a security service provided by AWS. So, AWS Inspector is an assessment, it's an automated security service that will help you to improve security and compliance of the application which are deployed on AWS. Okay, so you have to install this Amazon Inspector on the EC2 machine, and if you are doing for EC2, and this will access your application, and it will find out the vulnerabilities in that EC2 machine, and it will give you a result saying that these are the vulnerabilities found, so make changes accordingly. Okay, so with these findings we can get a report by AWS Inspector, and we could make the changes accordingly. Alright, so I'll show you how this works. So for which I'm going to first create an EC2 machine. Okay, I'll go to EC2. So I'm going to quickly launch an EC2 machine with a vulnerability. Okay, so I'll launch the same image. This is fine. This is also fine. This is also fine. Okay, in tag section this time I'm going to add a tag. Okay, so that will be easy for us to get the machine in AWS Inspector. I'll show you that how it works, but for now I'm going to give a tag here. Maybe what I'll say this purpose, and I'll give the value as test. Okay, so I'm just giving the purpose as test, and you can name it whatever you want. It's not required that you have to keep the same key value, but it's according to you. Okay, so I'll say configure security groups, and in the security group I'm going to inject a vulnerability. Okay, so port 21, it's called as a vulnerability port. Okay, so you should not allow port 21 to entire world. That's a big vulnerability if you're doing it. Okay, so let me induce a vulnerability port, but before that, okay, alright, okay, let me induce a vulnerability port. I'll say 21, and also let me add HTTP also. I'll say HTTP, and this one I'll say anywhere, and this one also I'll say anywhere. Okay, so this is a vulnerability I'm just injecting now. Alright, so, and I'll say review and launch. Alright, all good. Okay, so this will launch an EC2 machine for now. We all know that it will take few minutes to get this instance launched, so I'll quickly jump on. I'll open a new tab maybe. Yeah, so in this tab I'll quickly jump on to AWS Inspector service. So now what are we going to do is we are going to install this AWS Inspector in our EC2 instance, and this inspector will, when it get installed in our EC2 instance, it will find out for the vulnerabilities. Okay, so it will find out what is a vulnerability, is there any vulnerabilities there, it will just find it out and just let us know. Okay, so now the first thing what we have to do is once you are in this inspector, I'm going to switch to the mode. Okay, so this is the screen which you see if you switch your inspector to old mode, and I'll say get started, and here is the assessment setup. Okay, so you want to make sure that you check this both the network and also the host assessments. Okay, all good, and say advanced setup. And in the advanced setup you have to create an assessment and a target and a template. Okay, so assessment, target and template are two mandatory things that you have to fill in. Okay, so for assessment target, I'll just say test EC2. You can name it whatever you want again, but I'll just say test EC2 for now, and I'm going to include all EC2 instance with this AWS region. But if you want, you can do this, but if you want to select any particular machine alone, then we can just uncheck this and select it with the tags. So that is why we have given the tags there, remember. So I'm going to uncheck this, and here in key, so we have given the purpose, and the value we have given there is test, so it will automatically pop up. Just check in that, and so make sure that you also check this box. So this will install this agent on the EC2 instance in the assessment target, so only then it will be able to identify it. Okay, so all good. Now I'll say next, and this is a template. So I'll just name this, let it be. I'm not going to rename this, let this be same. And here the rules package, it is going to monitor the network, the security, the operating system, the common vulnerabilities, all the things. Okay, but for now I have just induced as a network reachability. But yes, if you want, you can you do it, but if you want, you can also remove this also. But I'll for now I'll keep only network reachability. And duration, you can set it for 15 minutes. And this assessment schedule, this is something a recurring event, so I don't want to do it. I just want to do it for test purpose, so I'm not going to do this. I'm going to uncheck. I'll say next, just review, and just say create. Alright, so it's creating, it says success, assessment run started. Okay, so now if you just refresh, it is saying that it is collecting the data. Okay, so let it collect the data. Let's wait for a minute, and now it is analyzing. It collected data and now it is analyzing. Okay, so it will take a few seconds to analyze, not even minutes, I think. Yeah, it's completed. Now you see that there are 4 findings. Okay, so now let's see what are those 4 findings. So if I click on that 4 findings, it is saying that there is 1 low, 1 medium, and 1 high severity found. Okay, so as you could see in the findings itself, it says that the port 21, okay, on the instance port 21 which is associated is reachable from internet. Okay, so this is a high severity. Okay, meaning that this is a high vulnerability. And medium is the one because we kept the port 22 open for entire world. Okay, so this is also considered as an vulnerability if you keep anything open for world. So now I'll switch back to EC2 instance, and I will go to this instance, and in security I'm going to change the security group now. So edit inbound rules. Here I will remove this 21 which we just created. 21 I'm going to remove, and here in this SSH I'm going to give one particular IP address. See, my IP address 21 is not my IP, but I'm just assuming this is my IP and I'm just giving it. Okay, so I'm not opening for entire world, instead I'm just giving one particular IP. Now I'll save rules, done, it's saved. Now I'll go back to the inspector page now, and here what I have to do is I'll go to switch to assessment templates, and I'll click on this template and I'll say run. So this will create another assessment. Okay, so if you just refresh, it is just collecting data again. Let's wait for a second. Okay, so if you come to assessment runs, you see that the first one which you have created had 4 findings, and the second one it is still analyzing. Yeah, it's completed and it shows only 2. Okay, because we've changed 2 things, right? One, we have removed the 21 port, and the other one we have removed the world access, entire world access for the HTTP, and we have restricted that access. So if you go to this now and findings, you would see there are only 1 low and 1 internal information. That is fine. Okay, so TCP you're just opening and it is low, so that's okay, and this is just for your information, and it is not required, to analyze it more. Alright, so this is how you can install your AWS Inspector on your EC2 account, on your EC2 instance, and you can find the vulnerabilities on the EC2. So this is a very good service by AWS, Amazon Inspector, which is like we can install on EC2 and find out the vulnerabilities. Alright, I hope this was clear, and yeah, so we'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.